Hello, Star Wars fans, and welcome to another episode of Star Wars Galaxies Emulator. This series is now going full time. If you were watching my World of Warcraft series, the 60 Days World of Warcraft, and saw the last episode I did where we had some technical difficulties, turns out our 60-day time card ran out and we're a little short on days. I'm going to take a break and put the 60 Days of World of Warcraft on hold, and I do intend to go back and finish it, but we are moving Star Wars Galaxies Emulator up into the full-time slot, so there will be daily episodes of Star Wars Galaxies Emulator. I am actually very happy for that. World of Warcraft was starting to kind of grate on me a little bit. Wasn't making me terribly happy to play anymore. So let's go ahead and get started logging in. And I think we lost a little focus on what we wanted to do with that series. So I just need to recollect before we go back and finish those last few days out and make a better plan to do something to shore up the last bunch of days. But yeah, the astute people who watched it, who I have actually played, would notice that we got kicked off and then all of our characters over level 20 were unavailable. So yeah, I had no idea, but when we used the time card, I did not update my credit card, and the credit card they have on file is from a long time ago, so it had expired a while back. So we are going to take you through the entire process of logging in. And I will show you getting buffs and everything. So this is bot, and we've covered bots before. There's no regular Master Doctor in here. So we are turning to the bots, and I'm not going to use my doctor today. So the guy that just walked in, the SWGEMU guy, is a Master Doctor, but he doesn't usually come in a buff, so I figure we'd give him a break and wouldn't bother him. But I've talked to him before. He's a nice guy and definitely would be happy to get buffed by him, but like I said, he doesn't usually do that. So one thing about bots, especially these two, is you have to make sure they get every stat, because they miss them sometimes. And it's usually quickness or stamina that gets neglected. And it's just that they run out of packs, and until they reach a point in their script to open another factory crate or whatever it is they're doing, they're not going to have that to buff you. But it looks like today she had everything we needed. So we're going to tip her. And there we go. Now, bots are not usually manned in any way, but I know these two, the person that plays them from time to time, will watch. Having a doctor myself, it is actually very interesting, some of the tells you get from people who don't realize that you are sitting at the keyboard. I could show you some logs from some things people have sent my doctor that would probably make you blush. And I don't know how they expect to get service after completely insulting you. But whatever. Anyway. Alright, so Now we talk to the dancer, we watch, and we listen, and this will get us both our dance and music buff at the same time. And Norcus gives counters. I've covered this before, but I'll cover it again because some people come into these at at different times. So she gives counters for every minute that passes, and entertainer buffs take about 3 minutes to take effect. So we get both in 3 minutes. We just have to watch her timers, saves us from keeping track. With all this chat, and you can see it right here if you can read it in blue. It's telling us minute marker 1. And then minute marker 2 will come around, and minute marker 3 will come around. And I usually wait a few select seconds after minute marker 3 before I stop watching so that I can get the full 2 hours that they give. So this is what I do when I usually skip it, but I thought for today it wouldn't be a bad idea to occasionally show you guys the process that I go to get ready for a video for the day. And usually I skip this. So maybe once a week. How about Monday? We'll show this process again for new people that wander in. I think that sounds pretty reasonable. So my videos, if you're new to the channel, run kind of long. I do them as a real-time Let's Play. That way you can catch everything that happens and probably see things I don't see. And that's okay. If you find that you can't watch an entire 2-3 hour video or more sometimes, I will outline our goals in the first 10 minutes and then summarize what we did in the last 10 minutes. So as this is the first 10 minutes, basically what we're going to do today is we're going to work on probably unarmed, because we need to get that up and running. And we do need to run some more missions because we're down about 40,000 credits. So we need to make that back up, and we will work on that. But unarmed would be a good thing to have. And now we've passed minute 3, so our buffs should be done. And when I unclick them and tell it to stop listening, I will get notification that the buffs are there, and they are 1 hour and 59 minutes. So we will send our tip, and we will stop watching, and we will send our tip, and then we will leave the group. And we will move on to our favoritist mission terminal. And on the way by, we will fix our bike. Just to get it repaired. Alright, so we're going to run missions out of Tombstone today so that we can avoid town, because town seems to be getting a little crowded today. So we're going to avoid the rush. And we're going to, and you can see the stormtroopers over here with their dewbacks. Don't really see them all the time with actual dewbacks. You usually see them with just other Imperials. So that's kind of cool. And fortunately, they don't show up on other planets with dewbacks, so there's no continuity problems there. Kind of like that. Of course, I don't know many people who run faction missions on too many other planets, except the starters, and that's about it. Okay, and now we are in Tombstone, and just for your reference, the Tombstone Mall is behind me right here, just down past the chat box where it says bank. It's right there. This is the cantina, and it appears that Danila is in there doing her dance buffs where she alternates back and forth. So you could conceivably come here as well and get buffed if the entertainers were not in the cantina in Mos Eisley for whatever reason. So we need a very specific mission, or very specific missions, and seaboards are 22. So we're going to take the one to the north, and we are, oops, no we're not. We're going to refresh the mission like idiots. So we need an easier mission without ranged capability. So we need to find something that we can fight that does not have ranged. And Cubbies are great, but they have ranged. And there's seaboards to the south. Okay. So we're going to take another mission to the south. So we need to find south. There's south. And it's seaboard as well. Seaboards are bigger warts. They're not hugely hard, but they'll suit our purpose for what we're doing. And what we're doing is going to try to take out the entire nest at one time. And I don't know if we can do this yet, because we are only unarmed 4. But if we can, how much experience are we into? We have 146 experience, and we need 125,000. So our goal is to get Terraskasai Apprentice, so that we can start working on that as well. So we may get incapacitated by these monsters. If we do, then we will go back to fighting them one at a time. We may not have enough defenses. I hope that's not the case, but I mentioned in the last episode that this, once you get to melee class 4, things start to move a little quicker, and this is why. Because you can continue to attack the entire nest no matter what level you are, as long as they're not going to stand out of range and shoot stuff at you. Kappas shoot stuff, so you can't make them get into range. They will stand outside your range and shoot you and take you out. But most other things rush in to save their nest, and those are the ones we're looking for. And there's a reason, and I'll show you when we get started. We're going to have to kind of keep an eye on things at first, so we're going to drop 2 Visarion Brandy real quick to buff up our mind stat even more so that we don't get caught unaware there. We are going to take another one out of the crate and put it up on our hotbar just like that. In the last episode, we ran mostly NPC missions looking for... what were we looking for? We were looking for locked containers and found none. This is why we're working on TKA, because we want... Okay, so nest is targeted, and now we just do... And now we're attacking everything. And they're just dropping, and we're getting 150 points each for them. And they run in to heal the nests, and they walk into our Kung Fu grip and die. And this is why these are good for this, because they don't have a ranged attack. So as you can, well, you really can't see because they have no loot, so they disappear almost instantly. They need to run in to save their nest. So they charge the nest to try to save it, and then they get knocked out while trying to save it. You can watch this one, and we're hitting them as we're hitting this. And that's all the mission right there. Done. And that took way less time than it was taking before. And now that gave us 2,000 experience. So if we walk out of 2 mission sets with 4,000 experience, then it's like 30 mission sets and we're done. And this took less than a couple of minutes to do. Sometimes there's that one that's outside your range. So, gotta move more centrally located. And they're not really hitting me hard enough to kill me, so we're in good shape. Just the only problem that's working towards our disadvantage is this hill. Gives us an odd angle for some of them. But you can see we didn't lose much health. It's a one button win. Clear out our mail. This is so easy, we don't even have to pay attention to what we're doing anymore. And you can't do this with ranged at this level. They don't have an AoE attack that's good enough to complete a full circle, and you could shoot an arc in front of you, but you can't hit things behind you. And all the melee professions at 4 have a similar skill. It's 2 missions, 4,400. So we do about 30 missions and we're done. And then we can go train. And that's it. Well, 30 mission sets. And that took maybe 3 minutes. So 90 minutes could be completely done with 4. And that's considering if we just stick with those. If we can get lucky enough to get Bantha missions, just the basic Bantha, that increases the experience huge amounts. So you can continue to do this tactic from 4 all the way up to Master and just tear things up. And that is what I wanted to show you, but I needed to give you an example. And the best way to give you an example was to actually go do it. And we're still down on money, so need to pick that up a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much our plan. Get unarmed to the point where we have this and can train this box, and then we get a better unarmed hit, and we get the ability to meditate, and we can use our weapon that we've bought, and we get more combat defense and more combat speed and lots more combat damage. So that'll all work in our favor. Just the key to remember is to know what you're taking missions for and what attacks they have, and only pick ones that do not have a ranged attack. And that's all you got to remember. And that will bring you through from less than, well, training apprentice all the way up to master. Those are NPCs. Giant warts. That might be a little more than we can handle. But you know what? We're going to try it, because we can switch to our pistol if we start having problems. That was north. So we need another north mission. Generally, the opiates are good too. That was actually what I was hoping to find, but we weren't finding them. So we're going to do the opiate mission first and see how much that one's worth. Because Seavorts are very easy. We've been getting those since almost right away. As soon as we got our first box, we were able to take Seavort missions. So them giving 147 experience apiece doesn't net us much, but they die quick, and there's little risk for us, and well, 2,000 experience and 2,600 credits, and we're done. And 2,000 experience, so about 2,200, I'm guessing. So let's take a look at the Opies first, and let's see what they do, because they don't have a ranged attack either, so they are going to charge in and try and stop us, and we're going to whack them with our hands. I think that's the EOP mission that went over there. And some of these can get a little out of control, so you gotta watch what you're doing. But EOPs are not aggressive, so you can continue to hit them, fall down, and get back up and heal and do it again. So there's little risk if you're paying attention. If you stop paying attention, you can get into trouble. But you don't put a status effect on them. You don't put a bleed on them. So when you fall down, you're done. They figure you're out of commission, so they don't continue to beat on you. So this is a good one. But the only problem is the mission is down in a gully. So we're going to need to get all the way on the other side of it to draw them as far as we can away from it. So I think this is still in range. And you can see them running over. They do a little more damage than the Seavorts did, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Now, as you progress, you will do significantly more and more and more damage to the nest, and you will draw out all 3 spawns before you, well, sometimes before you've killed the first one. And we seem to be okay handling the damage from 1 spawn at a time. I think if we were pulling the entire thing, we might have an issue. We're still okay. Alright. Takes some strong buffs to do this. Really does. Kind of got to be on top of that. The giant warts might turn out to be a little bit more than we can handle. And they are aggressive, so we might have a problem. Anyway, these will start going down way faster when we get our next combat level and can actually start doing something. But you can see we're already developing the first dot in the box, and we haven't even killed the whole nest yet. And in our case, it's not bad, because it does give us time to heal up between waves. So that may be a benefit. And it is kind of funny to have a whole ring of monsters around you. And when you're done and you've killed them all and you know that was the last wave, you can actually clear that and switch to a faster single target attack which does more damage and just let it kill the nest and be done with it. So in this case, doing something like this would work better than just doing spin attack over and over and over until it eventually goes away. But we are here and we are paying attention, and we're in good shape. So we were at 4,400 and now we are at, is that 9,600? So 5,000 for that one. That would make it considerably easier to get that first box taking Junlin Eope missions, which we now know we can do, than taking Seavort missions, which are way too easy. So we will look for Junlin Eope missions now. But we do need to heal up before we try this next one fully, because giant warts are aggressive, and if we get hit, we're going to be in the middle of the nest. So and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of them, so we're going to have to watch it, and if we start having problems, we're going to have to run away so that when we do fall down, we're not right in the middle of them. Okay, and now yeah, these guys might be too tough. Yeah, they're going to be too tough. So what we'll do is we'll pull 3 of them over here. And we'll take out 3 of them. See how that works out for us. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to take 6 of them. Actually, I don't even know if we're going to take out these 3. Nope, we are not. And we are in their aggro range, so we might have a problem. Yep, we're gonna have a problem. Okay, this was why you didn't want to do that. And we need to get them off of the mini-map. Okay, now they're over there. So now we can sit down and heal. And we will just take these out with pistol, because they're going to be too hard for us to do unarmed. And they have special protection against electricity, as we saw in one episode. They're vulnerable to stun and lightsaber, which we do not have that damage. But we'll just pistol these down and be done. We just need to heal up, because if we get knocked down again, we die. And we don't want to die. Because then we would just end up getting buffed again and have to start over. And I hate wasting time. So I'm kind of glad we tried 3 of them. But I kind of wish we would have realized how quickly we were going to go down. And I kind of wish we would have made it further before we went down a second time. But we just don't have the defenses to do it yet. So okay. And they died pretty quick by pistol. So that's not going to be a real challenge. They've all still got damage from when we hit them before. As you can see, we're getting unarmed experience for them anyway, as well as pistol experience because they have not healed all the way back up yet. I believe if they heal all of the damage you did to them and then damage them again trying to kill them, you will only get the damage experience that you used to kill them. But they were pretty damaged already, so we did get some unarmed experience for that, which is cool. So you could shoot them, you know, a couple times to finish them off and hit them until we're in danger, but I'm not going to waste that time. We do need pistol experience too, so this is not a waste of time, really. There we go. Alright, and what is a problem is if they attack you and you still have the log targeted, you will fire in the log and they will all come after you. Oop, too far away. So we're getting pistol experience for these, and we do need pistol experience for novice pistoliers, so this is not a bad thing. Puts us back a little bit, but from now we know not to take these as missions anymore while we're working on unarmed. But we have options. You know, if unarmed was our only option, we'd have to drop the mission because we couldn't finish it. Well, we could, but it would take a while and the risk would be extremely high. Okay, and now we're going to run back a ways so we're not immediately standing next to a bunch of them. Clear our target. Shoot the next one. All right. There we go. Like I said, easy stuff. Just have to be really careful not to get knocked out for about the next 10 minutes. If we can manage that, then we're in good shape. Because I think it's 15 minutes between your second knockout and your death. So we have, our goal today is unarmed experience. And we shot those guys up with pistols. We got rid of the initial wave, the second wave, the third wave. We're just going to walk up and hit this nest with our fists so we can get unarmed experience when we kill it. And we got 253 and 260 pistol. So all told, walked out with 10,000 experience. So we need 2 Junlin EOB missions at a time. And that cuts us from 30 down to 12. I like that better. It's like less than half the number we had to do. By 30, I mean actually 60 missions. And by 12, I mean 24, because we take 2 missions at a time and have to do them both. But the Junlin Eopies went down pretty fast, so I don't think that's going to be a massive issue for us if we can get lucky enough to get them. There's our mission terminal, the big tower of light in the sky. This is a banking terminal for a player city. So if you're ever in a player city and see this is a banking terminal. You can use it and it handles it into your account. So you're not doing anything with the city. And one question I actually got asked a lot in live was, if I deposit my money in a player city banking terminal, and the player city disappears, does my money disappear? No. You still get to keep your money. They're not going to take your money away from you. They have enough bugs that will take money away from you that they don't have to worry about that. I'm just kidding. They did have a bug in live one time that was pretty nasty. Everything you bought from a vendor took your money, gave you nothing. I lost a couple million credits one day off one purchase. But I haven't seen that in a while. But you go to buy something, you would pick it, you would tell it you want to buy it, and then the mission terminal would say, sorry buddy. Or actually the vendor would say, congrats, here's your item, and you'd look in your inventory and there was nothing there. Okay, so southeast. I really don't want to go southeast. Do you have any other options? Wild brats have a ranged attack, I believe. If not those, some of them do. So they kind of suck for that. Alright, southeast it is. Or no, because I just refreshed it. So problem solved. We're not going that way. Giant warts we can't do. Eopies are a little less than Junlin Eopies. Rock beetles have a ranged attack. Giant warts are too big. Too boku. Kappas have a ranged attack. Dwarf Nunas are too easy. And it's sometimes hard when you need a specific type of mission. It's just as bad as when you take a hunting mission and you're trying to find the things you're trying to kill and you just can't do it. Because it seems like they all disappear when you go looking for them. Level or Zuckabors. 21. I don't think they're worth the effort. That's the problem. Southwest takes us away from Mos Eisley. Southeast takes us through the middle of Mos Eisley, so we actually have to go back across the land we're trying to avoid to do the mission that we didn't want to take from Mos Eisley because we didn't want to be in town. So that's why I'm avoiding southeast, if at all possible. Neopes are still too easy. We need Junlin Neopes. And I think the mission terminal is onto us and knows that. Oh, we're getting this giant wart. Hey, if it's not going to cooperate, what we can do is work on pistols. Pistolier is just as useful to have as TKA. Neopes. East. Not what I want to do, but we're going to take it because we have to. And let's see what else we can get to the east. Rock mites. And we are currently west of Mos Eisley. So if we're going to go east, we're going to go across Mos Eisley to do our mission. And it's usually easier to go around it, and that just adds more time. So these better be worth it. East. Spice fiends. Womp rats are nasty little rat creatures. You can bullseye them from your T-64. They're not much bigger than 2 meters. Or so I've heard. The problem with bowcats is I'm pretty sure they cast a disease on you that eats your stats, and they're aggressive. So if they are too much for us to handle, we're going to have the same problem we had last time where we got knocked out in the middle of the camp and then got knocked out again trying to walk away. Alright, we're going to do pistols on the giant warts and unarmed on the Junlin Neopes. Not optimal to work them both at the same time, to be honest, but it gets us our missions done and we're getting paid and yada 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 yada, you know. You know the drill. I've gotten stuck in this little gully right here a couple of times. If you ever get stuck on terrain, because Star Wars Galaxies does not have a very good concept of up and down. It has a really good concept of left and right and forward and back, but it has no idea what to do with you when you move up. Somebody's working on camping. And when you move up, somebody else working on camping. And our mission reset to there. When you move up, the game loses track of where your character is. So you get suspended in air and there is no plane for you to move So you can't go forward, you can't go back. All you can do is stand in one place and run in place. So in that case, the solution to your problem is to sit down. So just issue the sit command and sit down, and you will, after a short time, drop down into a plane it can handle, and then you can start moving again. It's a little difficult sometimes with vehicles. Sometimes you have to store your vehicle and bring it back out in order to get it unstuck. But you can just sit most times and you'll be in good shape. And we are taking quite a bit of damage from this guy's. There, he's down. So should heal back up a bit before we get to the middle. And then we can do it again. And our other mission is just over there to the left. Right there. So you just run down, shoot them up, and get out of here. And we're done. Alright, here we go. Last set. And you can see they're healing the nest back up as I'm hitting it. And even the increased damage that I do from the mission thing, or from the last wave already being spawned, is not enough at this point for me to kill it without killing them first. But in another skill box, it probably will be. We need our trusty pistol. Shoot some warts. And either way, this is progress for us, so may not be the progress we want, but it may be the progress that we need. So baby one. One shot him. Oh, he's too far away. Ooh, we missed. We'll two shot him. And the same with unarmed. As you gain experience in your ranged combat class, you get speed and accuracy, which is important. So we need all the speed and all the accuracy we can get. Dead wart. A lot of baby warts. One more in the second wave. You can see from our experience tracker that we are gaining experience we need to train the items we want to train. And these aren't hard. So I guess they're kind of hard when you're trying to punch them in the face and you get 4 of them on you and you have no skill to do anything with, but one at a time, they're easy. And yeah, I know I'm putting way more body shots in the queue than I need to, but I don't care. It's habit. Okay, and that was wave 3. So we are going to unarm down the rest of this tree. There we go. Tree down. We got 5,000 credits. And that puts us at 177,000, so we're only about 30,000 down from where we were. And since we've been doing this for 52 minutes already, I don't know that we are going to have enough time to make it today. But we will make, this is progress at least. So we are making headway into our goal. Even if we don't meet our goal. Because that's okay. We've got all the time in the world right now. There's no pressure because Jedi hasn't been set in stone as to when the date's coming out. So we need to make progress. We need to make steady progress. But we will inevitably get there. Even if we ran around town and killed the lowest level thing in the game until we couldn't stand it anymore, which should take about 10 minutes. We would inevitably eventually master all of our professions. Let's put our pistol back on so we can get good missions. Southeast. Oh man, I don't want to do that, but whatever, you're going to make me, aren't you? In an angular sense, there is a large difference between south and southeast. It may not seem like it when you look at the compass, but we're talking, 2 kilometers away. You spread out that compass and make it run out 2 kilometers. You get some pretty good distance at 2 kilometers away from your central point. You know what? I'm going to take this one even though it's easy, because I do want to continue working on unarmed, so at least we'll get something. I went to sleep very late last night. Wanted to see if I could upload a song, and so I went to the music channel that we have and uploaded a song and did not get a content ID strike, so I'm very happy about that. I can continue uploading the music that I want to upload, and this is all original works that I did because I got hammered by false content ID matches, and they refused to release them for the entire duration of time, and pulled all my revenue, which was negligible, but still, it's not their stuff, it's mine. And all of whatever plays I got went to them instead of me. Even if it was, you know, I don't get anything for this. I'm not a big enough channel to get income from ads so much. But as I'm a pretty firm, adamant believer, I am not interested in working for somebody else to take credit for my work and get paid for that for not doing anything. So yeah, ad revenue is a funny thing. I don't know whether to be amused by it, afraid of it, or indifferent to it. Finding indifference is probably the best road to take. But either way, I am very happy that I did not get a content ID strike on my video. So I can try again with another song and see if that one gets stricken down. Stricken, whatever. I've heard of these guys recording videos that have no audio. There was a story I heard from somebody who does like odd candy and food unwrappings, and some company had recorded or taken the audio from their unwrapping, and there's no voice, it's just plastic basically. Put it up on their thing, entered it in the content ID system, and then matched the song 100% and got all the revenue for it. This was a bigger channel, so there was actually worth getting their revenue. So, you know, $600-700 in revenue or whatever it was they made, instead of going to the person who made the video, went to these jokers who said that that was their song. And it's kind of obvious and ridiculous that it's not. And if you dispute it, you don't get that back. That just disappears. So it's in YouTube's best interest to strike your video. Put you in line, teach you a lesson. How dare you put your original work up there so somebody else can claim it as their own. Imagine the gall that it takes for you to do that. But I keep putting them up. I keep putting the gaming videos up. And I'm working on a new series. I don't want to say anything just yet, but I'm gathering material for it. And then I will start that. I was actually going to do some work on setting it up today, but was not able to do that. Tuesdays are usually a super busy day for me. Okay, let's see how much we get from this. We are at $22.95. These guys should drop like rocks, so Yeah, we're getting 147 each. But again, 0 challenge. Probably gonna get 2,200 experience for this. And that's okay. I mean, experience is experience. I'll take it. Alright, so... Come on, little Eopies. Heal your nest. And eventually you'll overwhelm their nest, and they will still be alive, but the nest disappears, and the first thing that attacks you after the nest disappears like that is your target. Just like that. So, for your first target, you don't have to worry about it. Second target, you're going to have to untarget the corpse to be able to target the thing that's hitting you. Let's see, that takes us to... $22,500, I think. So, yeah, about 2,200. Not quite supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but certainly not lame. And considering as we had taken in a bigger mission with it, it pays off. It's when you do 2 lame missions in a row together, just kind of waste your time. And we are kind of out there, aren't we? So it's a little more than an hour. See how our buffs are holding up. Hour and 4 minutes, hour and 4 minutes. I think it's a good indicator when our entertainer buffs fall. It's about the right time to end the video. So we got about another hour left. That works for me. And each one of these houses is actually owned by someone or by the city that it's in. It's kind of surprising when you just kind of look at the grand scheme of things. How's our money situation? 184,000. Junlin Eopies, Northwest. And Eopies again. So that'd be like almost 8,000, so that works. And they're pretty close to each other so far, so that works as well. Today we are drinking a Starbucks Keurig multi-step coffee. It's a sea salt caramel macchiato. Not my favorite, but it's decent enough. Doesn't mix up terribly well, but it's coffee, and I'm not going to complain too much. It's a little sweeter than I like, but I also picked up some Tortuga rum coffee. It was a really good deal. It was like $6, and it smells really good, so I'm really looking forward to putting it in the coffee maker and making coffee out of it. I have some Kahlua coffee that I'm still working through, so it'll probably be 2 more days before I'm out of that. So I'll tell you all about it when I'm done. Should probably make a coffee review channel. Of course, I don't know. Those kind of lost their charm after everybody jumped on the Keurig review channel bandwagon and reviewed the heck out of stuff and conned everybody into buying Keurigs. As much of a fan I am of mine, I think a lot of people own them that don't care to own them. Guess that's what Craigslist is for then, and eBay. So, anyway, it's good there's a used market for them. And there goes the Yopies. And that takes us to about 99,000 to go. 99,707 actually. So this will be a multi-day project. And then one day this week, probably Saturday, I will do maybe 2 episodes. I would like to finish our crafting. That's going to take a couple of hours to take that from Spices 1 to Spices 4. So a couple hours to do that. And I will show you how we do it. But I need to be able to sit down and do it and not be tired and not be interrupted and just get through it. Crafting in this game is interesting and has a lot of challenges and all that fun stuff, but grinding a crafting class is not the most fun thing in the world. It's not horrible, but it is not a party time situation. And Terrace Kasai Novice is coming up nicely. So yeah, maybe this weekend I will do a crafting video and maybe by this weekend we will have a sufficient amount of combat skill that we can visit Endor and go to the cave that I want to go to. I doubt we'll have enough to kill anything, but hopefully we can run around the cave and not have to worry about getting hit. So I may have to go there on a higher level character, because getting to Endor is not cheap. Making a wasted trip to Endor, not on my top 10 list of things I want to do. You know, there were a couple times when I spent like 10 grand one way to get to a planet, got there and found out there was nothing on that planet I could do. So, was not happy about that. It's kind of like, yeah, I wasted all this time. Sorry. It's travel time, money. It's just huge what it costs sometimes to totally screw up and do something wrong. Because you're still out the money, but you can't do anything, and you can't earn the money back. So if you didn't have the money, well, sorry. It's even worse when it's your only character. I mean, I have other characters that can fly out there and give my character money to get back. But, good lord, I'm going to spend another 20 grand getting another character out there so I can spend another 10 grand to get my character that's not high enough back. That is why I missed the Jump to Light Speed expansion. Giving me my own ship and letting me fly wherever I want to fly, whenever I want to fly, was probably the best thing I got in this game. Where are we at? $29,000, so we only need 93,000. Actually, I think I'm gonna end this. I'm actually having some problems seeing the screen right now. I don't know if it's just blurry or if it's just me. So we're gonna head back to town. Probably it's just me because my right eye feels a little sore, so not quite sure what's up there. May have something in it, and probably should take care of that before it scratches something and does some real damage, but don't want to hang around with something in my eye. This way I can close up the episode reasonably decent and not be in a huge rush because suddenly something's stabbing me in my eye. And since we're playing this every day now, well, hey, we'll make progress in great strides. It's kind of amazing what you can do once you get into a routine, but I'm way off today. Just don't have it in me to deal with eye pain and iPhones and Somebody killing the guards. Oh look, new person. Now if only there was a new dancer in range. Not seeing one. So our mind wounds are healed and our battle fatigue is going down. So I'll start the summary. So today we made some progress in TKA and some progress in Novice Pistolier, mostly because we picked a mission that was outside the bounds of what we could do. So kind of put us in a bad spot. But we recovered. We did not die. Even though we got knocked out twice. We escaped the third knockout. And we were able to complete a bunch of missions. And that puts us well on our way towards our goal. Once we get our... I'm a little distracted here. Once we get our template more in order, we're going to start doing the points of interest, and then we're going to start doing the theme parks. But I think we need to have mastered at least one elite combat profession before we go in and try to do the theme parks. Otherwise, we're just going to get annihilated. That's close enough. Alright, so we'll go to the med center. What are they doing? Like a planeswalker. So, creature handlers fighting animals in the cantina. Some things never change. And now we go sit down in the med center and start to let our wounds repair, and then we can go and I can go flush out my eye and find out what the heck is making me not feel good with it. And I can at least start uploading this video. So that'll be a good thing. Alright, and here we go. Sitting down. Let's make sure that we're starting to heal. And we are. So anyway, like I said, video is a little shorter than I would have liked. But now that we're doing these every day instead of every other day, well, we're going to start making some progress. We just need to get our routine going, and we need to get into it and make it start working for us. A little out of sorts because we just did this, over the weekend a lot, and then we took a day off, and now I'm back into it. So I think doing every other day was kind of messing up my rhythm. So anyway, we are getting there, and we are moving, and we are doing stuff, and we will make our goal. And once we get TK Novice, we start gaining things in the tree very, very quickly. So just need to get unarmed spin attack 2, and then it's good night. And then this will round out. That'll come up with already halfway to the combat experience for this one, and then we'll be done with that. So we're getting there. Anyway, that's my summary, and if you watch the first and last 10 minutes, that's fine. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Would really like it if you do enjoy these and you want to keep up on the series, go ahead and subscribe. And if you could click the like button, that'd be pretty awesome too. So I would really like that. But if you have any comments or you want me to play, since I guess we're going to focus on Star Wars games, if there's a Star Wars game you want to see me play, drop it in the comment and I will be happy to see if I can get to it. I got a lot of them. I'm missing a few of them, but we're going to pick them up eventually and we will get it. For those people who were interested in the World of Warcraft series, it will come back. We will finish it out. I just need a break from it and we'll get it handled. So that's coming again, and then we'll run out 30 days in that, and 15 days to finish the series, and then a couple days with some special projects to do once we figure out what those could be. So we'll get it going. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. I just can't really keep my eye open anymore to do this. So you guys have a good night, and I will see you again for another Star Wars Galaxies Emulator video tomorrow. Take it easy.